All right, so what did and didn't work in our homeschool this year? Thank you for taking the time to stop by my channel again. His Love, Her Home. My name is Frances. If it's your first time meeting me, hey, how are you? So we are almost done with our homeschool year. We will finish somewhere around June 12th, somewhere thereabout. So let's talk about math. When we first started in 2020, we started with Masterbooks. And for me, Masterbooks was a little light. I will say for my 5th and 6th grader at the time that the math for my 6th grader, I did like it. I felt that it gets heavier as you progress through Masterbooks with math. I feel sometimes people feel different. I just have a unlove for Masterbooks. So when we got rid of Masterbooks, I went to Saxon. So I use Saxon presently. Saxon is a yes for us because it lays out your lessons. We do it with Nicole the Math Lady on YouTube. It's a full great curriculum. We will keep Saxon. I keep asking my kids if they wouldn't try something different, and they're like, no. Next year, I will have a 8th grader and a 7th grader definitely using Saxon math. So for my 3rd grader who is presently doing not Saxon, I feel like Saxon is good for older kids because by then you should be able to write out your problems and work it out and do all that stuff, which is why I love Saxon math for my older kids. I am debating putting my younger one, in Saxon math as well next year, but I am going to show you what I used this year for my 3rd grader in his math. And the first one was Saxon math, but this is the intermediate. This did not work. I will never use this again. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can see it and it's not a glare. But this is a Saxon intermediate and it just didn't work for us. It was teaching math and borrowing and carrying through using money. And honestly, just from doing that, it was like oh no, it just didn't work for him. So I have not even been through the whole book, but it just didn't work. So this will be a never again. It did not work for us this year in homeschool. What my son is presently doing is called Progress in Mathematics. It's good though. It gives you a straightforward lesson. It worked for us. You can get a workbook that comes with it, which I liked because for my 3rd grader, he does not want to write out the problems yet. So it's just a plain workbook like that. And so for him, it's working. I do want him to start writing out his problems. I feel like all my kids hate writing out their math problems, but I feel like when you get into advanced math, you have to know, you have to write it out to figure out some of those advanced questions. Progress in Mathematics. You can actually get this curriculum free online if you Google it. You can, I believe you can print it. I got these off of Thrift Books and I paid probably like $30 for both of these. So, will I be using this next year? No, I will not be using this next year. My only concern about this was that with the lessons and the way they went, I didn't feel that they were spiral. I didn't feel like they were just like, you know, one topic, master that and move on to the next one. I just felt like it was all over the place. Almost how I felt like when my son was doing virtual when they came out during COVID. It was just like popping from one topic to the next and not really understanding or getting it. So what I have done at this point is completely stopped his 3rd grade math, using this as a guideline only, and really working on multiplication and division. I will make a decision for him for next year for math, which I have not decided yet. But for my older two, I am definitely using Saxon math. For my present 6th grader, he was doing Masterbooks Science. And y'all, I keep going back to Masterbooks, but I feel like I'm going to have to retire them next year. Maybe. I might use them for like health and art, like the simpler subjects. I might go to Masterbooks. But anyway, for two of my sons, I used Masterbooks for Science this year. I did this because one, my seventh grader, he loves bugs and he wanted to learn about bugs. So they have a curriculum called Soil, Sky, and Sea, or I know I'm not saying that right. He started this in September and he finished by March. Another reason why I don't like to choose Masterbooks, because we fly through their curriculum. I don't know why, but I can say that he didn't do a lot of the extras because they want you to memorize and all that type of stuff. I know he loved it. What can I say? Bugs, big and small, God made them all. He loved this book. He could tell me about all the bugs and stuff like that. And the worksheets that went to this were quick and fun. He usually had 8 to 10, sometimes 15 questions to do a day, which he literally would fly through. And I was like, are you learning anything? That's how I would feel. So this had worksheets, and then when he got to this ecology book, it had a lot of multiple choice and definitions. So this was just for terms that he needed to know. And of course, you know, Masterbooks does not fail when it comes to the beauty in their books, because their books are beautiful. Masterbooks has very good benefits, but like I said, for a whole curriculum, they're not giving it to me. Okay. So what I did, because I knew he was going to finish this curriculum, I supplement with Evan Moore. I love Evan Moore. This is their science skill sharpeners. So I didn't get any of the other science. I know there's like, they do like a whole, like 3 science books in one that you can do together in the whole school year, if you're using this for a whole curriculum, which you could. I personally love Evan Moore books. If I had to supplement or add something, I'm going straight to Evan Moore because it's good. I like it. This covers like everything that they need to know if they were kind of gonna go to or gonna be in a public school system. This is kind of Common Core, where, you know, in this grade they're learning all of this in science. You're gonna get it in this book. The other thing that I like about the book is that they color code it and it's broken down. So if you did just want to use this for science, you can go to the library and get books on the topic, and then they have all these pages to do along with it. So for me, Evan Moore filled it in. Okay, so let's move on to my third grader. This is Let's Talk About Science. This is Adventures in Planet Earth by Masterbooks. This is what we are presently using. I hate to be on repeat, but it's serving its purpose. But I feel like my son literally opens the book. He goes, and like you said, they will have a little activity like that on there, and he will finish his activity and he'll be like, I'm done. So we have to do 2 to 3 lessons a day in this book. And I also get books from the library for him to read. Let me get on to the last one, and it is Apologia Science. My 7th grader is currently using this. So when you get Apologia Science, you get the textbook and you get a student notebook. It looks used because he has been using it. I can say about Apologia that I do love it. And I feel like if you have one child or 2 children that are close in age, that are coming up together, the way Apologia is structured, the way they teach certain subjects, like their science, they do a certain amount of one topic at a time, which for me doesn't work in my homeschool because I came out of the public school system. So for me to just say, oh, we're going to stop and start here, it was kind of hard to do that. But Apologia is thorough. So for me, I'm not going to go back to Apologia next year. If I had to choose it for high school years, I would use Apologia because it is thorough. It is well laid out. You get lots of information. There are so many graphs and notes and lab reports for your child to fill out. It is, I say for the third time, it is very thorough. My only thing that I did not like, this also comes with tests, and you get the answers to the tests. For this student notebook, there is no answers. So you're not following along with your child. You're not really learning with them. This is the only drawback that I did not like about Apologia, that I didn't have the answers to this notebook. So even though he does a review and I check that, and then he takes the test and I check that, I didn't learn anything because I didn't have to. I literally didn't. This literally was independent. Like, I did not have to be here for any of this. So, yes, I want my kids to be more independent. But the fact that I couldn't just go in and make sure whatever he was writing down was right. Like, yes, I would read over it. But if I didn't sit and read all the pages he read too, then I couldn't really know whether he was getting it or not getting it. His tests were kind of up and down, and yeah, so in that way it didn't work for us because I wasn't able to say or know what he needed to know more of and what he didn't need to know more of. So and that way it didn't work. Would I use this in older years in high school? Yes. Am I going to be using this next school year? No. I hope you have fun chatting with me today. I did not mean to make this video so long. Thanks for hanging around, and I will see you next time. Bye.